With the command to preach openly, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ ascended Mount Safa, a rocky hill overlooking the bustling streets of Mecca. His voice, calm yet commanding, carried through the marketplace as he called out, "O people of Quraysh, come to me." Men, women, and children gathered, their curiosity piqued by the urgency in his voice. Once the crowd was assembled, he declared, "If I told you there was an army behind this hill ready to attack, would you believe me?"
Yes, we have never known you to lie.
The crowd responded in unison. With their attention captured, he proclaimed, "Then know that I am a warner sent to you before a severe punishment. Worship Allah alone and abandon your idols." The crowd murmured. Some faces reflected shock and contemplation, but others twisted with anger. Abu Lahab, his own uncle, stepped forward, his expression dark with rage.
"Is this why you gathered us? May you perish, Muhammad!"
He shouted, storming away. It was the first public rejection of many to come, but the Prophet remained undeterred. The message of Islam was now in the open. The Quraysh leaders, guardians of Mecca's idols and its status as a pilgrimage center, viewed Islam as a grave threat to their authority and influence. Among the fiercest adversaries were Abu Jahl, a proud and cunning leader; Abu Lahab, the Prophet's own uncle who sought to discredit him out of personal animosity; and the wealthy brothers Utbah and Shaybah, who feared losing their power. Convening in the Dar al-Nadwa, their council chamber, these men conspired to suppress Muhammad ﷺ and his followers.
This Muhammad continues to spread his poison. His followers grow by the day and soon will lose control of Mecca. We must act decisively.
We cannot let him tarnish our traditions and gods any further. Let the merchants know that they are not to trade with him or his followers. Starve them out if we must.
But the people, some are beginning to listen to him. Even Hamza, a warrior among us, has joined his ranks. We need more than words. What do we do about his gatherings?
We must isolate him socially as well, encourage the clans to shun him and his followers. No marriages, no alliances, no business dealings. Let them feel the weight of their so-called faith.
Yes, cut them off entirely. Let's see how long they last without food or support.
Then let it be known across Mecca, anyone aiding Muhammad or his followers will face the wrath of the Quraysh, said Abu Lahab. They launched a campaign of slander, spreading rumors and branding him as a madman, magician, and liar in their desperate bid to maintain control. The opposition quickly escalated to violence. Those who embraced Islam were targeted mercilessly, particularly the weak and vulnerable. Among them was Bilal ibn Rabah, a slave of Abyssinian descent. His master, enraged by Bilal's conversion, tied him to the scorching sands of the desert and placed a heavy rock on his chest, demanding he renounce Allah.
"Renounce Allah, slave! Return to worshiping our gods, or I'll let the sun claim your life!"
But Bilal's lips moved only to utter, "Ahad. Ahad. One. One."
Look at him. How can he endure such pain?
His faith must be unshakable to resist like this.
The weak and downtrodden could do nothing but watch helplessly. Bound by their own fear and powerlessness, they averted their gazes, unable to intervene.
"Foolish man! No one will save you!"
It was a faith that even the strongest oppressors could not extinguish, a silent defiance that would echo through the ages. The Quraysh also attempted to isolate the Prophet through social and economic pressure. They mocked him in public, ridiculed his recitations of the Quran, and encouraged merchants to refuse trade with the Muslims.
"I'm sorry, I can't sell to you. You've aligned yourself with that troublemaker, Muhammad."
"But my family is starving. Is this what Quraysh calls honor?"
"Go back to your prophet and ask him for help. We deal only with those loyal to our gods."
Some people said to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ,
"Recite your verses, Muhammad. Let's see if they fill your stomachs or bring you wealth."
Did you hear what they're calling him now? A mad poet. Perhaps he'll enchant some food out of thin air.
Despite this, the number of converts grew steadily, including individuals of prominence like Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's uncle, and Umar ibn al-Khattab, whose conversion was a turning point in the movement. Frustrated by their inability to stop the spread of Islam, the Quraysh imposed a harsh and merciless boycott on the Prophet's clan, Banu Hashim. For 3 grueling years, they were confined to a barren valley, isolated from food and trade. The cries of hungry children echoed in the silence, piercing the hearts of their families, who endured unimaginable hardship with courage and unwavering faith. The Quraysh enforced their decree with ruthless determination. Figures like Abu Jahl patrolled the entrances to the valley, ensuring that no supplies reached the Muslims.
No food, no water.
Abu Jahl barked at a merchant who hesitated at the valley's edge.
Anyone who defies this will answer to me.
Yet, cracks began to appear in their ranks. One evening, Hakim ibn Hizam quietly approached the valley with a sack of grain.
Quickly, take this.
He whispered, passing the sack to an ally near the boundary.
May Allah forgive us for allowing this suffering.
Inside the valley, a mother cradled her crying child, whispering softly,
"Hold on, my love. Allah is with us. This hardship will pass."
Her words offered hope to those around her, though their hearts ached with despair. Not all Quraysh supported the cruelty of the boycott. Some, moved by the sight of starving children, risked their safety to smuggle food into the valley.
Hisham, are you mad?
A friend hissed as he saw him hide a bundle of dates under his cloak.
If Abu Jahl finds out,
Let him find out. How can we let children die while we feast?
Hisham replied firmly. By the cover of darkness, bundles of food found their way into the valley, offering momentary relief. The Muslims, despite their suffering, prayed for their benefactors.
May Allah bless those who act with mercy.
They murmured as they shared the meager supplies among themselves. Despite the mounting trials, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ remained a source of hope and resilience for his people. One starlit night, as his companions sat in quiet despair, he addressed them with calm conviction. A day will come when Islam will prevail, when the oppressed will walk with their heads held high, and justice will replace tyranny. Bilal, weak from hunger but strong in spirit, responded, "Ya Rasulullah, we will endure. Allah's promise is true." The Prophet's words rekindled their spirits, reminding them that the path of truth is often paved with trials. The Quraysh leaders grew uneasy at the resilience of the Muslims. Abu Jahl muttered angrily during a meeting,
He's like water. No matter how much we block him, he finds a way through.
Their frustration led to desperate measures, including secret plans to assassinate the Prophet.
Enough of this.
One elder declared.
We must end him before he rises again.
But Allah's protection was ever present, and their schemes were thwarted at every turn. Within the valley, faith continued to flourish despite the adversity. The cries of children, the whispered prayers of parents, and the courage of those who defied injustice became the foundation of an unshakable belief. This chapter was not just a test of endurance, it was the beginning of a transformation. The Quraysh's oppression had strengthened the faith of the Muslims, and the promise of victory now shone like the first light of dawn, signaling the eventual triumph of truth over tyranny.